I'm getting higher and higher, feeling my sleep.
Hey everybody, this is April Michelle Brown coming back to you to answer your questions about accountability. I'm so excited. I asked you guys to send the questions, and boy did you send the questions. And I actually chose 5 questions. Not because anybody's question was better than the other questions, but I just randomly chose 5 because I don't think you guys want to sit here for 2 hours and hear me talk about, accountability. Okay? My first question came from Sylvia Fredericks of Atlanta, Georgia. And Sylvia asked me, what do you mean in your vlog when you say that you believe you got silicone injections because you were separated from God? Sylvia, what I mean about that is that I was raised in a very religious cult. And that cult taught me that God was in the sky and I was down here, and somehow I needed to do something good to get back to God or I wouldn't have God. And I believe that I'll keep it personal. I believe that because I was taught that, I believe that I thought that I wasn't good enough for God, and that the Creator wasn't somehow pleased with me because I had to do something good in order to have God be inside of me. And I think when you have that belief, you start to look for things outside of yourself to validate yourself. And I think that was the beginning of my issue of not feeling enough, is that I didn't feel enough for God. So that's what I mean about that. It's very important that we know that God is within us and forever love us, and there's nothing that we can do to disconnect God's love for us. And God made us so whole, so perfect, and so complete. So that's what I meant about that, and I hope that gives you a little clarity on my accountability vlog. Okay, so my next question is from Andy Copeland in Seattle, Washington. Hi, Andy. And Andy asked, I noticed in your vlog you said that God is in everybody. Do you really think that God is in people who do bad things? Question mark, question mark. And he says, that's crazy. Okay, Andy. Not only do I believe that God is in everybody, I believe that God is in everything. And the reason why I believe that is because the breath that we breathe, and the life that we have has to come from a higher source. And that source I'm choosing to call God. So yes, I believe that God is in everybody because none of us are without fault. So that would mean if I believe that if I did something quote unquote bad, that God leaves me. So if God leaves me, then who breath would I be breathing? Who life would I have living inside of me but the life of God? So yes, although it might sound crazy to you, Andy, and I understand, everybody has the right to believe and see things exactly the way that they do, because your perception is your reality. But yes, I believe that God is in everybody and in everything. All right? Thanks a lot, Andy. And my next question, hold on one second, because I am working with no hands here. Hold on. So my next question is from Remy Page from Jacksonville, Florida. And hi, Remy. I'm from Florida. I'm from Pensacola originally. Okay, and Remy asked, I'm trying to understand how you can say that you are being accountable, but in your vlog you mention doctors as if they played a part in your bad decision. Remy, at no time do I think any doctor played a part in my bad decision, because the decision that I made to get silicone injections was my decision, and that's why I'm being accountable. But what I mean when I say, I, hope that doctors become more, accountable, because I went through 4 years of trying to have the silicone removed. And because I have an HMO, they sent me to 3 different doctors in my HMO who didn't want to address the amputations of my butt cheeks. And after going through to those 3 doctors, and I, with no avail, I went outside of my network and I found a doctor, Dr. Anthony Griffith in Beverly Hills, California, who specializes in the removal of silicone. And Dr. Griffith, he looked at my MRI and he said that he could remove it with no problem, and my insurance company denied it. And I also went to the emergency room 3 or 4 times with pain and itching, and it wasn't until I showed up half dead, years later, that they addressed the removal of the silicone. And unfortunately, because it was, drawn out so long, I had to end up losing my hands and my feet in the process. So I'm being very accountable, but I'm just, saying that I just think I was being judged a lot because I got the silicone injections by some medical professionals, and they did not want to step up to the plate and remove the silicone because they were being probably a little judgmental. And I don't think, doctors, take the oath to be judgmental. They take the oath to, fix problems that can be fixed before, someone has to lose their life or their limbs. So, no, I'm not, making a doctor accountable for my choice. I'm just being the change that I want to see and share my story in hopes that next time someone shows up in an emergency room or at a doctor's office, they'll be a little less judgmental in that they will, help the individual opposed to judging, the individual. Okay? And I hope you, understand that I'm being the change that I want to see, and I'm being very accountable, and I'm not blaming anyone, but I will admit that, things could have been different, had someone just took their time to say, hey, I'm not going to judge this woman. I'm just going to remove her butt cheeks, opposed to her having to die or having to lose her, limbs or, So I hope you understand that. And thanks for your question, all right? Thanks a lot. And my next question came from Mary Goldstein in Valencia, California. Hi, Mary. I'm in California, right down the street from you. And Mary's question was, Apryl, you are an amazing inspiration for this world. I know God is using you for an amazing purpose. Extreme experiences call for extreme situation equals extreme blessings. I'm so thankful to God that He left you here to show us how to walk in the light no matter how dark the path seems. Oh, thank you so much for that, Mary. And I'm so grateful, for that. And I thank God also for leaving me here to share my story. And thank you for that. And I do totally agree with you. Extreme circumstances definitely cause for extreme situations, and I do think our world is in an extreme situation where we need to experience extreme things so that it can be effective. And unfortunately it's like that, but I was definitely left here to share a story, and thank you so much for acknowledging that, and send more questions. Thanks, Mary. And my last question is from, and this question is from Bob Ranbar in Stanford, Connecticut. Oh, I've been there, Bob. I love Stanford. Okay, Bob's question is, do you ever wonder why this happened to you? Do you think it was some kind of karma? Oh, Bob, what a great question. Bob, first of all, I don't think nothing is ever happening to us. I believe that things are always happening for us to bring out our best, and for us to remember that we are here for a purpose. So, no, I do not think anything happened to me because of some kind of karma, because what would you tell a child who was born with no hands and no feet? Who karma did they grab for that to happen to them? So absolutely not. I don't think it was any kind of karma. If you're asking, do I think I've done things that wasn't quote unquote good? Absolutely. I have, but I don't think that there would be any reason for God to have to punish me, you, or anyone else for choices that we make. I think that choices that we make create situations, and we have to find out what to do in those situations. And what I decided to do in this situation was go towards the light and find the beauty in this situation. So, no, I don't think it was any kind of karma. Do I think it was destiny? Absolutely, because life, it's life, and life happens on life terms, and good things happen to quote-unquote bad people, and bad things happen to quote-unquote good people, because we're all the same, and it's all one thing, it's all good, and it's all God. And thank you so much for that question, Bob, because I think a lot of times when things happen to people that are quote-unquote bad, they think it's because of something that they did, but things happen to all of us at all times, and hopefully when things happen in your life that you will always look towards the light and never believe that something is happening to you. Always believe that it's happening for you. Okay? Thank you so much, Bob, and thank you guys so much for listening to me on this video blog about accountability. Okay, you guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page, Apryl Michelle Brown, and also go to my website at aprilmichellebrown.com, and I'll have a link on my YouTube page where it will take you straight to my website. Thank you so much for your time. Have an awesome day, and I will see you soon. My next vlog will be about validation, and I think that's going to be a great one. So send your questions. I'm excited, and have an absolutely amazing day. And remember, it ain't nothing to it but to do it. All right? Bye-bye.